Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Chainsaw Man. Last time around we had From Kyoto. And what did come from Kyoto? Terror. Absolute terror. It's weird how I say the word terror. I don't know, there's something about... I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. So we learned? Brown, Makima's power? Maybe. Her devil contract? Maybe. She rounded up a bunch of convicts, made them say a name, and after they said the name, she did this, and then that person whose name was spoken flattened into a pancake and exploded with blood. And the sword guy and the snake girl with him started bricking it, like, real hard. They almost took Denji, but Kobani actually showed up. She survived and went into her crazy skillful berserk mode and managed to save Denji. And so the two of them got away, but those two, Sword and Snake Girl, but Kobani did save Denji. So... yeah. And Power left. Power just pieced out somewhere, and we're not really sure what happened to Aki. So, yeah. Things are not great, but we do have Makima. God help us, we have Makima. Anyway, like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So why don't we go ahead and jump right into this episode of Chainsaw Man. Here we go. Oh boy. So, time for a training arc. Although, in modern anime, they don't really last an arc anymore. So, it's not like the old days. It's not like the old days of Dragon Ball and stuff. Training arc maybe will last through the next episode. Maybe. We'll have to see. But I don't even know if it probably won't last the whole episode, so. But that's fine. That's fine. I do enjoy the pacing of modern anime, so yeah. But still good. I love that the training's pretty simple, you know? Like, it's literally just, he's such a good devil hunter that if anyone can beat him, then they are top gun, you know? Or top chainsaw, technically, but... Top gun, nobody says that in terms of what I was thinking of. Top brass? Top... doesn't matter. Anyway, so... my hair is very fluffy right now. Must be humid. Anyway. So yeah, it's good. It's fun. I do love... because... there's something about Denji and Power. They are so dumb. They are two of the dumbest characters ever. But anytime they're together, like, I feel like magic happens, you know? Like, Denji does not have this same kind of, I guess, chemistry, really, with any other character. Like, he really only works with Power, because Power is just as crazy and stupid as he is, you know? So... it's great. It's absolutely great. So yeah, just fight him. I love just cutting back and the two of them are just like dead, you know? And we don't even know, like, it could be that Denji did bust out his chainsaws at some point, you know? I don't know if he really did. He lost his shirt. And his tie. Power lost her jacket, you know? But then it's so amazing. I love their idea of, we just have to be smarter and then we can beat him. And it's like, you two are going to be smarter. Really? Yeah, go for it. And I love their version of smarter is a surprise attack and putting on glasses. To them, that is smarter. which I guess it is thought out, but it's certainly not enough. Excuse me. Oh. So yeah, that was something, wasn't it? I do like, so it's an interesting thing with Denji, because I said the thing of like I feel like Aki is the main character, like he's the protagonist, but I think that's just because he's going through human emotions. This is kind of what I started saying towards the end of Attack on Titan, where one issue I kind of had with Attack on Titan is it kind of forgot that Eren Yeager was the protagonist, because pretty much by season 2, like, that's gone out the window. In season 3, it's pretty bad. Even though it's a great season, but still, the way Eren is used is just not... I mean, they don't use him. And I pretty much say that Eren Yeager is basically used as a plot device on legs, and he's just sort of passed around to different characters. And most of the time he, makes his way back to Levi, and Levi is kind of... Honestly, Levi is more of a main character than Eren is at this point. And to an extent, that's kind of the same thing here, where Aki is kind of more of the main character, and Denji is kind of a plot device, But I like how they're almost treating it like that and seeing, okay, now what if this plot device became a real boy, Because essentially that's what he is that, he is the target of the Gun Devil. The Gun Devil wants Denji's heart. He wants, presumably then, the power of the chainsaw, either to take it or to destroy it, because realistically, I can only assume that the Gun Devil views Pochita, and by extension Denji, as the only threat to him, Which is interesting, It's interesting, especially when one of his subordinates is a sword devil, Is a sword man in a very similar way, and is, at this point, stronger and better than Denji, But at the same time, I like how they're kind of exploring, what if, he is kind of a plot device, but what does that mean for him? And I think that's a really good thing, because again, and they do kind of do that a bit with Attack on Titan, but by the end of the 3rd season, when they reveal everything, it's okay, and then season 4 just completely shits the bed. And I've mentioned that 10 million times on other anime reactions, and I don't want to go into it again. If this was a drinking game, you would have taken another hit at this point. But, yeah, so I like how in this, when Aki is, devastated and crying over Himino, and it cuts back to Denji, and he's standing there, it always tricks you into thinking he's about to have a good moment. And they've been doing this since episode 2, when they first introduced Aki. But here, he's standing outside the door, it's like, oh man, I came back to get my manga, and now he's crying. Well, shit, I guess I'm just gonna have to leave it, Or the whole thing of like, they were both there just to eat his apples and nothing else, Like, they didn't actually care about him coming back, or waking up. But Denji... He's just a bit of a good guy, and left him an apple. Left him one of his apples to eat. So, but I like how then, after that, because it's like, okay, Denji, he doesn't have human empathy. He's kind of, he's basically a little shit. He's a lot like Power. But there's 2 things about it. One, I do like that aspect of Denji, because it honestly makes sense, because Denji is not raised like a normal person. I don't think he was practically raised at all, They said he had a father, but then his father ended up offing himself to escape debt, and that was taken over by Denji. The only connection Denji has had in his entire life is with Pochita, But, so I like that it's like, no, he is not normal, and he cannot be normal But I like him then thinking about that. Like, wait a minute, I'm not normal. I don't have these human emotions. And he's like, it's like, oh, well, the closest thing would be like if Miss Makima died. Yeah, I'd be bummed out for like 3 days. But I mean, as long as I have, food, shelter, bath, like I'm pretty solid, But I like how he then starts to question, wait, when I lost my human heart and it was replaced by a devil, did I lose my human emotion? And I like that he thinks about that, So, and that's an interesting thing to do, where it's like, yes, he is sort of a plot device, and he isn't really, he doesn't behave like a normal human. But let's explore that, and I like that, because if anything, he would question that, because at the very least he had some humanity previously. He is human. With Power's not really going to be thinking about that all too much, because she's more devil than, or more fiend than human, But I like that Denji is kind of questioning that, Even if he is still kind of a dick, he does sort of question, like, well, wait a minute, like, I guess I understand. Like, even if he doesn't understand Aki and, crying over Himino and everything, he can somewhat, he at least tries to understand it a little bit. He's thinking about it. So I like that. That's a really interesting way of doing that, And it's the same sort of thing as Star Platinum. No, it's the same sort of thing in episode 2, where it was something, and this was a while ago, so I don't fully remember it, but it was that first scene when he goes to kill the devil that's there, and he's like, oh, I just wanted to give it a quick and painless death. And Aki's like, oh, you shouldn't give it a quick and painless death. You want to be friends with devils. And he's like, well, yeah, I want to be friends with devils. And then when Aki leaves, he says, really, I just wanted to get it over with so that I could take his porn, Like, he just wanted to take the porn, and he knew that if he, let loose the chainsaws, then all the porn would be soaked in blood. So I like that they're kind of taking both aspects of it. That, yes, Denji, he is a piece of shit. He's not really human anymore. He doesn't have these, human emotions, and that doesn't automatically mean he's a piece of shit, but he is kind of a dick. But I like that they're kind of exploring that and having him question that, He's not just a plot device. He is the protagonist, and we have to see some of that, even if he is such a weird protagonist. And Aki sort of fills in the rest of that, normal, typical protagonist thing, while also having a bit more air of mystery to him as well. So that was really, really good stuff. And yeah, so that was good. I really enjoyed that. And I should say, I would enjoy some depth to Power. I mean, obviously there's the depth of her and Meowie. There's definitely that as well. But I wouldn't mind some more depth to her character as well. But I don't see too much of that happening compared to Denji, And even with Denji, again, it's sort of a give and take on it. So I like it. But yeah. So yeah, they're training. Aki is getting a new devil contract, the future devil now, which you'll be curious to see what that does. And he did get letters from Himino's sister of what she was doing with the money, and how she wanted to get out of there and take Aki out of there before either of them got hurt. And it just didn't work, unfortunately. So, but yeah, really, really good, interesting stuff. I'm excited to see where we're going. We got 2 episodes left of this season. And I'm pretty sure, again, no word on a season 2, but I'm curious. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Chainsaw Man reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.